All right, welcome back to the explainer for Claude Code version 2.1.181. Listen, if you're in the trenches with Claude Code every day, you know exactly how frustrating it is when even the smallest bit of friction breaks your flow state. Well, today we're going to break down exactly how this major update removes those daily annoyances and, quite frankly, protects your workflow from some hidden dangers you might not have even known were lurking in the background. So let's just get right into it, because this isn't just some minor, run-of-the-mill patch we're looking at here. It's a massive cleanup. We're talking over 30 individual bug fixes packed alongside some genuinely powerful new features. This is the kind of deep, system-wide refinement that's going to make the tool feel instantly faster and just way more reliable right beneath your fingertips. Here's a quick look at our agenda for today. We'll start with the welcome to Release 2.1.181, look at fly-by-wire config commands, talk about eliminating the notification spam, cover the quality of life upgrades, run through the critical bug fixes, and wrap up with where to learn more. Okay, Section 1, fly-by-wire config commands, or changing your settings on the fly. We've all been there, right? You literally have to completely stop your work, drop out of the terminal, and go open up an editor just to tweak one configuration file. It totally ruins your momentum. But now, we've got the brand new /config prompt command. You literally just type /config followed by your key value pair directly at the prompt. Need to turn off the thinking model for a quick task? Just type /config thinking equals false, hit enter, and boom, you instantly change your settings on the fly without ever leaving your flow. And the real impact of this feature goes way beyond just saving you some keystrokes. It works in interactive mode, it works in pipeline mode, and crucially, it works in remote control mode. That means if you have external tooling or scripts driving Claude Code, those tools can now dynamically change your Claude settings on the fly based on the context of whatever task they're running. The automation potential there is just incredible. Moving on to Section 2, eliminating the notification spam. Basically, taming your devices. Okay, picture this. You're coding at your desk, fully dialed in, only to be constantly interrupted by your phone buzzing with push notifications for the exact thing you are already staring at on your monitor. Super annoying, right? Well, you're going to love this. Meet the Claude Client Presence File Environment variable. It is brilliantly simple. You just point this variable at a specific file on your disk, and as long as that file exists, it acts like a digital Do Not Disturb sign for your phone. Claude Code will actually recognize that you're actively working on your desktop and suppress those redundant mobile push notifications. It's a tiny little change, but man, the focus benefits are massive. And hey, for macOS users, we haven't forgotten about you. We've got the new sandbox.allow Apple event setting. Previously, Sandbox Claude Code commands couldn't send Apple events, which completely broke anything relying on OSA script, open commands, or browser-based authentication flows. It usually threw this super frustrating error -600. Well, this new opt-in setting solves that major friction point and unblocks those workflows instantly. Oh, and just a really quick technical note before we look at the broader workflow stuff. Under the hood, the bundled Bun JavaScript runtime that powers Claude Code has been officially upgraded to version 1.4. So you're getting all the latest performance and stability enhancements driving your terminal. Let's jump into Section 3, Quality of Life Upgrades. This is all about smoother daily interactions. You know that feeling in the older versions where if Claude was writing a really long paragraph, you were forced to just sit there staring at a blank screen, waiting for that first line break before any text actually showed up? Not anymore. Now in version 2.1.181, those long outputs stream perfectly smoothly, line by line, right as they're generated. Reading long explanations or chunky code blocks feels so much more natural now. Okay, this next one is an absolute lifesaver. Drastically smarter auto-retry logic. Imagine your API connection randomly drops right while Claude is deep in the middle of thinking mode. Previously, the tool would just throw a connection closed while thinking error, and that was it, you were stuck. Now, it seamlessly recovers in the background and retries automatically. No intervention required on your end. Speaking of keeping things focused, the subagent panel got a really much-needed UI cleanup to reduce terminal clutter. If a subagent goes idle, it now automatically hides itself from view after 30 seconds. Plus, the active list is now capped at 5 rows, with clear scroll hints if there happen to be more. And you'll actually see helpful keyboard hints right down there in the footer. It just keeps your whole workspace looking super clean. Oh, and here's another really great subtle tweak. Opening URLs in full screen mode now requires a modifier key. So that's Command click on a Mac or Control click basically everywhere else. This perfectly matches how native terminals actually behave, meaning you aren't going to be accidentally firing open browser tabs anymore just by clicking around your terminal window.
All right, Section 4, critical bug fixes, resolving those hidden dangers.
Buckle up because we are moving into rapid-fire territory here. We're talking about resolving bugs that could seriously disrupt your day or, worse, silently corrupt your work. First off, a huge sigh of relief. They fixed a genuinely terrifying bug that was causing silent 0-byte file corruption when writing to cloud-synced folders like OneDrive or iCloud. No more of that. They also squashed a 120-millisecond startup delay regression, eliminated a bug causing 15-second blink terminal blocks on slow networks, and fixed those nasty macOS terminal freezes that would happen during background spotlight indexing. But wait, there's more. The team also repaired prompt caching on custom endpoints in Foundry that was previously failing because a per-request token just kept changing. They stopped unbounded nested sub-agent chains by enforcing a strict 5-level depth limit for foreground agents. And super importantly, they fixed a bug that was causing history loss during really long idle sessions whenever the 30-day transcript cleanup ran. And just to round out this whole massive cleanup, they've included crucial fixes for agent creation errors on Windows and OneDrive, AWS credential refresh loops that would occasionally get stuck, weird Linux clipboard pasting issues, incorrect line number offsets when working with IntelliJ and VS Code, and even managed to squash some time zone bugs in the stats command. Section 5, Where to Learn More, looking at the documentation and changelogs. Okay, so that was a whirlwind. That is a tremendous amount of system refinement packed into one single update. If you really want to geek out and dive deeper into the technical details, I highly encourage you to read the full Claude Code manual over at claudemaster.net. You can see exactly how all these pieces and configurations fit together in your broader workflow. And of course, for the real nitty-gritty, you can view the complete unabridged changelog directly on the Claude Code GitHub repository. I want to leave you with one final thought here, specifically regarding that incredibly powerful new/config update we looked at earlier. With external tooling now completely able to seamlessly change your Claude Code settings on the fly entirely dynamically, what automated workflows are you going to build next? The possibilities are really wide open now. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy coding!